What's up, guys? We're here with Mob Psycho episode 4 of season 2.
And it's called Inside the Evil Spirit.
Yeah, this episode we have a major threat to Mob, which is revealed by the sensei. We actually have several moments where the sensei kills it.
Yeah, this episode, I think it kind of took us a little bit off because we figured that, we'd take a little bit of a break and see a little bit of Mob's personal life, at school or whatever. But now, we go straight into, a new client, and their new client that they got is some, rich billionaire, possibly connected to the Mob guy. And he's got, supposedly a daughter that's possessed by an evil spirit. So he calls, every single psychic in the surrounding area. And we see part of the, the union party, whatever, psychic union, whatever.
Yeah, whatever, we got name dropped later.
That Shinra, mentioned. You even get the president of that guy, Jodo, which is an old man with really long ears and dead eyes. It's pretty great.
On the inside.
But yeah, I think this is probably... Would you say it's probably the strongest spirit he's fought?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, have we seen? I don't know. You could go back to the finale of the first season. It's kind of hard to compare because he doesn't go 100% here. One thing that is, this is a lot darker than some of the other Mob episodes because you do have a death, and you do have
first one I think we've ever seen in the show.
Yeah, it's a brutal one too, and you do have the kind of the spirit explaining a little bit how ESP works.
Mm-hmm. Which is their power.
Yeah, which is kind of their power. And Mob actually has met someone who... I think it's pretty clear from the last episode they talked about... they give the backstory of this evil spirit and how he was a psychic. And he, moral of the story, he turns evil and starts killing people and spirits. And in the last episode, they kind of established, in the last couple, they kind of established that, Mob has to watch out, because once he starts to blur the line between humans and spirits, maybe he'll start killing.
Because he's wanting to be, more in touch with his emotions and be outgoing, but at the same time, he's not wanting to release them too much to the point where he becomes evil or, hurts people that he doesn't want to hurt. And, in this episode, I think this is actually a really cool way to, a different aspect of of an enemy, because it's mixing the two enemies that we have had before into one, because he's a psychic, or he used to be a psychic that's now an evil spirit. So I don't know if it seems I don't know if evil spirits could just have the same powers as psychics, some shared ones, but it almost seemed like he retained some of his psychic powers.
It's hard to tell because. So at the end of this episode, Mob basically goes for a one-on-one fight against the guy in his spiritual world, and then looks like the guy's going to create a world for him, a fake world for him, so that he can turn Mob evil.
Yeah.
Which, we'll see how that works out.
I think that's going to end up being you're going to see probably, maybe half the episode or most of the episode just regular stuff, and he's going to be like, did I turn you? I'm like, no.
Yeah, he's chilling. He's
just chilling because it's you'll know what we're talking about.
We'll get into it next. Yeah, next episode. We will have a lot to talk about there.
There was a lot of little moments I really liked, because even though it is a more serious episode, I actually do like that tone, by the way. It's a nice break in between. I still like how they mix in the comedy though, because Reijin, his sensei, it's got the freaking dispelling of the evil spirit with the pass out kick. That's great. I also love how he's also apparently a rock, paper, scissors master.
We never got an explanation behind that.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked. I was like, wait, what? That's okay, I accept it. He's a genius. Also, the when he's describing how he's like, oh yeah, there's too many plot holes in that story you're telling me. That was actually a really cool thing. So I love how they're making him useful and actually able to go up against spirits, even though he's not a psychic. So I am liking that. Plus, you do see him care a little bit more for Mob in this. But I would say after that, the only other thing besides that would be Dimple and how he interacts with, especially towards the end of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah, we trust him.
Finally gets what he wants.
We trust him.
Yeah. But what about you? Is there anything that...
Yeah, there's a lot of things that stick out. You have all these cast of psychic characters. There's a pretty funny, almost like a comic book scene, or I guess it would be a manga scene in this context, where all the psychics try to dispel the evil spirit, and all of them try to help Mob, and it's pretty great. I think most of them aren't really psychics.
Yeah, I don't think. There's just one guy flexing, trying to exercise some spirit. I think one thing that it was like insane. I guess the animators like listened to us from the future, because our last episode we talked about the counter of like his mob's explosion, and in this one they actually brought the counter back.
Yeah, I was happy with that change. I'm glad they brought it back, and I'm sure we'll see more in the next episode, which looks LA noirish. It looks cool.
Yeah, like it has that like old samurai type movie theme. I don't know if it's like the filter they're using or just like the way they're coloring it, but it just screamed that to me, and I was like, I can't wait to see that.
I'm excited for the next episode. This episode was good. It was fun. I think probably the best parts were just the sensei doing his stuff, and hopefully Mob will be okay.
The fight stuff was really good.
Yeah,
too.
the fight stuff's cool too.
Yep. Well, guys, that'll conclude this episode video, and we will be back for the next one, because this is a part 1 of part 2.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we'll see you for part 2, guys. Later.
Stay psychic.